Hello everybody, my name is Aceface. Today I'm going to be trying a duo in the Abyss. That is with the Drauga. The Drauga is actually the command destroyer of the Triglavians. It's a pretty powerful destroyer, and I'm going to be trying it out in the T5 firestorms with my friend Tijori. We've done a few tries and it hasn't really gone that well. We've been doing quite a lot of fails, but this is more of our testing and I wanted to show with you guys. And this fail was actually shared with me with a very cool guy who gave me that Vindicator called Zachma. He gave me that really cool Vindicator which I made to do a ton of DPS with that polarized Vindicator. But he also came up with this Draugur fit. Apparently, according to him, it can do the T5 Abyss in duos. So that's what I'll be doing here. So the Draugur is a pretty decent ship. It can have very high DPS if it spools up a lot, and it's also got pretty good range. So I may have mentioned this sometime before. It's a lot like the Nurgle in terms of DPS and similar tank as well. The main thing though is that it's got a very good range, so that's a little bit different in that regard. It's not the best when it comes to like face tanking, but one of the good things is that we've actually got the remote armor pairs here. Since we're two people, we'll be actually bonusing each other, so we'll be giving each other remote reps. And then we've also got this command burst here, which is an item which basically like just buffs everyone who's within range. They get a bit of a buff. So in this case, I'm going to be using the repair charge. This will make so that ships that are in range, they'll actually get more remote repair rate. So we're going to go here. It is right here. We're going to go and jump into the Abyss. I've actually got a few implants as well. These ones here, they make my command burst a bit stronger, but they also do make me have a bit better speed with that Azor's one. So we're going to just jump in straight away. Actually, Ibai does a lot of these Abyss sites in frigates, and the destroyer Abyss is not exactly the same as frigates, but he's very acquainted with what can kill the small stuff. I do a lot of cruiser Abyss, not a whole lot of the frigate Abyss, so he'll be calling out targets here and I'll just be following along. Okay, so we jump in here. Let's see now what the first wave is. I'm going to approach him. I'm going to lock up. So it's just a basic sleeper wave. I think it'll be pretty easy. This is cap stable, be able to withstand decent amount of newtage, and if newts really go crazy, then I've got this capacitor booster which also helps. It'll make it so that you can get a big boost of capacitor in case like an emergency situation were to occur. I'm gonna wreck these sleeper frigates over here. This is really cool because being able to do this will enable me to get like the T5 loot. It'll give like this will obviously give like 2 times the amount as T5 loot because it's a destroyer Abyss, but you're splitting in 2 people. It'll give you about the same as cruiser Abyss. This fit goes for like 800 mil, so that's not too expensive, I would say, for a T5 capable ship. I think that's pretty good. Let's just wreck these guys here. You can see here the Mystic has a pretty decent range actually, 34 kilometers. It's pretty respectable range, I have to say. Okay, I have to go for these. He's telling me to shoot these things. I should have gone for those. Okay. You can see here we've got these bonuses right here. So resistance bonus, which is everybody is doing, and I've got the repair module bonus, which makes it that the armor repairs go a bit faster, I think, or they boost a bit more. So these are like these boosters are making us just have this really strong, robust destroyers that are just going to be able to tank quite a lot. It doesn't seem like the Draug actually can face tank a whole lot of stuff, but I can tank quite a bit of things due to just how powerful these remote repairs are. We've got local rep, but we've also got the remote armor repair, and then the command burst. Like for example, you can take quite a bit of beating from like sleeper cruisers, for example. But if you have a bunch of like Vedmax and Damavix, you're gonna have a pretty hard time actually. That's one of the times I did die. It was actually to one of these Damavik and Vedmax waves. They are pretty damn strong actually. The Vedmax, they can do quite a bit of damage. The main problem we had was actually the Damavix. They really applied a lot of damage very quickly, killed us pretty quickly actually. The Vedmax were actually able to, missing quite a lot of shots, so it wasn't too bad. The main thing was actually the Damavix. That's why we're thinking next time we go into the Abyss and encounter these Triglavians, we're going to focus on the Damavix first at least. Let's go for this upholder. He's webifying quite a bit. Okay, and I'm not really putting out these Hobgoblins because these Hobgoblins, they're pretty weak. They die very quickly, and I don't really... I mean, I could do it, but if these guys decide to focus on the Hobgoblins straight away, then they'll die pretty quickly. because these are unbonused light drones. They die very quickly, and especially since they're hobgoblins in general, they don't have a lot of tank. I usually use the drones actually in the battleship waves, because that's just when you want to have as much DPS as possible, and if a battleship focuses on your light drones, it's basically never going to hit unless it's really lucky. You know, with these 2 Draugers, with a fully spooled up, we can have the 1k DPS in total. That is a lot of DPS. Not as much actually as the Ikitursa, unfortunately, but it's still quite a bit of DPS. Okay, now we're out of range actually. We need to use a bit of Mystic. Wonder how much loot we will get. Okay, let's just start shooting these things. These guys are pretty far away. The 13-kilometer range is what the Occult has, at least with my skills, so I'm not able to use it this range. So just use the Mystic instead. Oh, look, there's 34 mil from that one cache right there. That's pretty decent. Though we're expecting twice the amount as T5, so I guess it wouldn't actually be that much. Like 15 mil is not that good for a T5 cruiser. I actually did die once to a rogue drone wave in this the Drauga. I keep mixing up the names actually. The Kikimora and the Drauga, they are got very similar names, but I actually once died. I just charged in there thinking that, oh, you know, the rogue drones, I'm used to them having so little DPS or not really having to worry much about them. So I actually just charged in and I died almost instantly, because they can actually get up to decent amounts of DPS if you, like, if they're all in range. Just that when you're flying around, or you often aren't in range. But I, on purpose, charged in, so I was taking a full DPS from these rogue drones. It didn't turn out that great. Let's go switch over to Occult actually. There we go. They're falling like flies. Yeah, and we're going near this Deviant automatic suppressor as well, so they'll go even better. Locking up all these guys. This is really good if you can actually get this to work properly, because it's still at 800 mil, and you can actually die if you do make some mistakes. Like you can, I told you about that Vedmak and Downvic way before. I did die. It's not like this is a. You need to use a lot of your brain, guys. We will die if you mess up, because it's not like my Gila, which can like just face tank almost anything in the Abyss. You need to actually use a decent amount of piloting, otherwise you can risk your ship. It has happened in testing, and I can imagine that the same thing would happen on Tranquility. I think it's still a decent activity you could actually do with a friend. If you don't just have one friend you want to do stuff with, it's pretty decent right there. With the Frigate Abyss you have to have 2 friends, but here you just have to have 1. You don't have to have a lot of friends, so if you're just someone with 1 friend, then this is alright. It's pretty decent. Yeah, 17 mil, not so good. However, I do think that they're skewed a bit when it comes to the prices on the. He just got 70 mil, so I think the prices are sometimes skewed on the test server actually. Or it could just be that we've got some bad RNG. Okay, now we're going to have to redeem ourselves. Now we've got the Vedmak or the Triglavian waves. Oof. Let's go, and let's throw our drones out there just to see if they can take them out before we actually get wrecked. I'm prepared to overheat on them right now, because if it takes full damage from these guys, it's going to hurt quite a lot. And actually, I can do Occult actually, because these guys are in range and they're not focusing me. And I'm probably going to have to soon overheat on him, because he is going to get a lot of damage from these Triglavs when they start getting high DPS. Okay, let's get that. Take out these guys. Oof, this is a. I hope this goes good. He's going to take a lot of DPS. He's getting a little bit less armor now. Well, I'm taking a bit of armor damage as well. They're splitting, I think, so that's good. Then if they're not focusing on one guy, then we can probably tank. Oh, he's going into the abyssal depths. Uh-oh. Don't want to do that. Don't want to go in the abyssal depths. Following my friend into oblivion. Let's go to that starboard right there. Harrowing actually needs to. Okay, so we're tanking this pretty decently actually. Not that bad. See that? None of us are really going down to armor a whole lot. I think the important thing is just that we're close to each other as well, because the remote reps are more effective if we are close to each other. You see this range, 20 kilometers, so if we drift far apart, we'll obviously have less remote repairing going on. And now I'm taking a bit of damage actually. But it's alright, we're repairing our backups, it's not too bad. Okay. Seems pretty smooth actually. Pretty damn smooth. I think we may have redeemed ourselves. I think we need to go for these Vedmax because they are now the main threat, because they are now focusing on us. They'll be able to spool up to big hit numbers when they get a high DPS. I think most of the relevant Dynamics are actually down, really. They're not really much more. It's just mainly the Vedmax, the main threat, because they could pull off a big wrecking shot and just wreck one of us. The good thing, though, is that we're running firestorms, so we get pretty big buff, actually. So it's not too bad, actually. Even if they do a wrecking shot, it will not be as bad as like in the electric, so, you know, those other ones where you don't get any bonus to the buff HP. Only issue really is that, you know, you do get longer sight completions because of how the enemies are going to be a bit fatter, but it's not that bad. The Triglavian also do thermal damage, you can see here, so you can actually, oh no, don't get out of range, no. Triglavians do thermal damage, which is also the resistance reduced here. Why is by going all the way over there? He just went all the way over there. Hopefully we don't get wrecked now, because he just flew all the way over there. But this Vedmac is soon dead, actually. It should be pretty easy. Okay, he's dead. It shouldn't be too bad. Okay, let's go for some of these Frigates. Kill them. So all in all, I think it seems to have worked pretty well. At least we redeemed ourselves, because we got absolutely annihilated before when we actually did one of these T5s. And we did a Triglavian wave. I just got sniped off the field almost straight away when I went there. Like I got neuted out, but the thing is, I forgot a bit to use my capacitor as well, because this actually will help you when you got the newts. Give you just enough to be able to keep the repairs on. And I think Ibaido was also really far away, so he wasn't able to use his. Oh, got a bit of a heat cloud over here. Tachyons, no. I go like 3k a second, I think, with the Tachyon cloud, even though I'm just using an afterburner. So it can be pretty deadly if you get thrown into the abyssal depths. You don't want to take that lightly. Okay, good. Occult now. Let's just approach these guys, because really there's no relevant DPS now left, so it's just a case of cleanup. That should be pretty simple. Yeah, there we go. Now just rogue drones, just dead easy. No problem whatsoever. Unless they go out of range of my disintegrator and I have to stop spooling like it just happened now, which is quite annoying. Okay, there we go. Take out this guy. Got this guy. My drone's actually going on that guy, so it's pretty good. Disintegrators have so good tracking. It just makes it go out actually. And let me just shoot a couple of shots on him right as well. He needs to get a few shots as well. Just for, you know, going into the abyssal depths actually. Okay, let's go and complete the sign now. But he's actually collecting all the loot now. He's in the abyss. This abyssal trace here is going to come out shortly, and we'll see how much we actually got from this site. It'll be good to just know a little bit. I mean, obviously the estimation will be that it's twice the damage as the T5, but I'm just curious what we got from this run. Let's see now. How much is this worth? Let's go on Eve Appraisal. Okay, so we got 74 million, so that was not a whole lot actually. So 74 million. Not the best, but I mean, maybe we were unlucky. You know, RNG is a big thing in the Abyss, but this should be twice the amount as T5. Okay, twice the amount as T5. We'll just have to see if I do more of these sites. We'll see if we get some decent value. And the top one we're actually just discussing now is that even though we got 74 million, which is like what I would not really consider to be good from 2 T5 sites, I'd also have to think that the filament we're running, the T5 Firestorm, is worth really little. Like the filament only costs 1 million, so it's basically negligible filament price. So that is actually a really good thing right there. And we also did it pretty decently fast, 12 minutes. So I'm pretty happy with this test right here. I'm very happy with this test right here. I'm glad I caught it on film to show you guys the potential of the Drauga in the Abyss, because it seems to be doing pretty well in these duo destroyer rooms. However, you do need a lot of skill. Or at least a lot of awareness, because you can fail. I have failed quite a few times in this, so it's not like a brain-free Abyss fit. You still have to use your brain to use it, but I definitely see the potential here, and I thank a lot Zachma for sending me this fit, because I really like the idea of being able to use the destroyers in the Abyss. In general, the abyssal destroyers, I've never really liked them because I've said this many times before, they're too big to speed tank and they're too flimsy to face tank like a cruiser. So, but this Drauga, on the other hand, seems to have a decent like compromise. Like, it can go decently fast, and it also can tank decently well, and dish out enough DPS to actually kill stuff in an alright amount of time. So, all in all, I'll have to just do more tests on this. Maybe I'll one day bring this to Tranquility. Hope you guys enjoyed this video right here, and if you did, please leave a like and subscribe. I'll catch you guys later.